Hi guys, here I am, Grandma Lily, here for story time with Grandma Lily. So I'm really sorry. I have to tell you that I have not been here for a couple of days. I had some real problems with my phone. I couldn't talk to my babies. I couldn't call my kids. I couldn't talk to anybody. So I had to fix all of that, but I'm back and here we are for story time with Grandma Lily. So first of all, again, I want to say hello. For those of you that celebrate, today is Easter. And so for my babies, Elijah and Jordan and Kylie, I hope that you got lots of nice candy for Easter. I know that there was supposed to be some Easter baskets there somewhere, even though we can't go out. And for the rest of you, I hope you had a great day. And to my granddaughter, Serenity, I love you and I miss you. And I hope that you had a great Sunday. And now, before we go any further, we're going to go back to our Dr. Seuss book. I've already taken off the dust cover from our very, very, very fancy Dr. Seuss book, okay? And the story we're going to read today is called The Sneetches. And I don't know if you've ever read The Sneetches or if you have the book, but if you have, maybe you should go and get it so you can read along with me. If you don't have it, then I'm going to read to you the story called The Sneetches. And what The Sneetches is going to teach us about is what happens when you make judgments about people because of what they look like. Okay, so here we go. On to The Sneetches. The Sneetches. Originally published in 1961. For anybody that's paying attention, in 1961, Grandma Lily was 1 year old. Now, the Starbelly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all the Starbelly Sneetches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches." With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. "We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort." And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When the Starbelly children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain belly children had none upon theirs. See, here's the different Sneetches. They don't look different, do they? It's just the stars. When the Starbelly Sneetches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them, year after year. Then one day, it seems, while the plain belly Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. "My friends," he announced in a voice clear and clean, "my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy. But I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need. My prices are low, and I work at great speed. And my work is 100% guaranteed." I wonder what he's going to sell them. Then quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. And he said, "You want stars like a Starbelly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared, and it clunked, and it bonked, and it jerked, and it burked, and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Look at that. Now they have stars. What do you think is going to happen now? Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best, Sneetches, and they're still the worst. But now, how in the world will we know," they all frowned, "if which kind is what, or the other way round?" Then up came McBean with a very sly wink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who. That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches. And all it will cost you is $10 eaches." "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all the stars from their tummies quite nicely. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a shout. "Now we now know who is who. Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without." Then, of course, those with stars got frightfully mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. What do you think is going to happen? All the rest of that day on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machine, they raced round and about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money. They kept running through until neither the plane nor the star bellies knew whether this one was that one or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up, and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. No, you can't teach a Sneetch. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day, all the Sneetches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. You go, they all look alike, right? There you go. So, if you look at the story, the Sneetches, you see the stars, okay? And what did this story teach us, everybody? It teaches us that inside all the Sneetches were the same. It didn't matter whether they had stars or not, because once they couldn't tell them apart, they didn't know which ones were the best Sneetch on the beaches. So, guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today. And for moms and dads that are watching, I have a little secret to tell you. I used that story in a class to teach about racism. Went over really well. Just letting you know. So that, once again, is the lesson from our Dr. Seuss. And tomorrow I will be back. I think maybe tomorrow we might learn a little bit more about Chris P. Bacon. I don't know, because I also got a book that teaches us how to catch a unicorn. Okay, everybody, have a great night. I love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.